How Kim Jong Un spends his billions. Dennis Rodman, 1984, like authoritarian states, bad haircuts, and nuclear weapons, there's only one place that has all of these in common: North Korea. For generations now, North Korea has been something of a rough state, a nation led by an authoritarian dictator, with power handed down from father to son. We're now in the third generation of such an arrangement, and the man in charge, Kim Jong Un, is looking like even more of a wild card than his father or grandfather even were. Over 10 million North Korean have been living in a famine-like situation, with a ridiculously low amount of food for over 15 years now. One would imagine that their supreme leader, too, would live in a modest, militaristic lifestyle with simple amenities. Well, one would be wrong. Kim Jong-un truly lives the life of an emperor. Just take his meals for example. They will always have some lobster and caviar, no matter what the situation is with his people, who often have fallen ill or have even died of starvation. For America's billionaires, being rich typically leads to a life of luxury and relaxation. They buy yachts and private islands and spend their time golfing. Funny enough, this is what Kim Jong-un does as well, and we'll get to that, but he also needs to use his money to ensure that he stays in power. That means buying military hardware and paying assassins to track down family members. It sounds like Game of Thrones, but it's very real, and Kim Jong-un is essentially a real-life Joffrey. How much money does our version of Joffrey have, and what does he spend on it? Let's take a closer look at the world's most famous dictator. It's hard to say just how much Kim Jong-un has at his disposal, but most estimates put the figure at right around $5 billion. Considering how little his fellow countrymen earn in a given year, North Korea's supreme leader might as well live on another planet with that type of money. In fact, he does in a way. He lives a life of luxury that rivals that of any other wealthy person in the United States or Asia, while almost every other North Korean fights for scraps. Number 1. Fancy luxury cars. Kim has a penchant for luxury brands and luxury items, and his fleet of cars reflect that. In spite of strict sanctions by the US and the United Nations, Kim Jong-un has managed to get his hands on a number of ultra-luxury vehicles. They include the Maybach S62 and the Maybach S600, which are the official state-provided cars for Kim. Other than these two, he has a fleet of Merc G-Wagons, and a number of Rolls-Royce and some customized and decked-out Land Rovers. Basically ultra-luxurious cars that one can be chauffeured around in. Number 2. Gifts worth billions of dollars. We all know that Kim has at times gone bonkers mad, and he has killed his generals in the most bizarre and shocking of ways. However, he is also known to bestow some really expensive gifts on those he looks favorably upon. This includes rare alcohol, luxury watches, and expensive fashionable pieces like fur coats, jewelry, etc. Apparently, over the last 7 years, Kim Jong-un has spent over $4 billion on his generals. Number 3. His entourage of personal bodyguards. The Republic of North Korea already has over 90,000 people working on his security detail, but most of them being women. In spite of this, Kim Jong-un has flown in martial arts experts from China and Russia, who train a selection of men that Kim handpicks himself. Apparently, the people who are often seen running beside his car are his personal bodyguards. Number 4. Private yachts. Kim Jong-un has a number of yachts, but the most conspicuous one is one that is made in the United Kingdom at a company called Princess. The 95MY is not the latest and greatest when it comes to yachts, but it certainly is the most luxurious ones. It even features a saloon for Kim Jong-un to enjoy some of his fancy imported liquor. Apparently it has a crew of 24 people, attending to just 16 people. On the second-hand market, it goes for anything between $7 million to $8 million. Since he owns almost all the land in southwestern North Korea, Kim Jong-un sometimes likes to take his yacht around to check up on the people living on the coast. Number 5. Alcohol worth $30 million a year. I know, you must be thinking that it's not possible to drink that much alcohol in a year and still survive. However, when you pop 2 or 3 bottles of the world's finest champagnes almost every day, the numbers do stack up. Expensive liquor is something that many want to treat themselves to. Specifically, Kim Jong Un's favorite 2 drinks are whiskey and cognac, which he imports thousands of bottles from around the world for his own enjoyment. Number 6. His personal party island. Yup, the man has his own private party island. Kim Jong Un once hosted American basketball player Dennis Rodman in North Korea.
We laugh, we sing karaoke, we do a lot of cool things together. And we ride horses, we hang out, we go skiing.
Upon his return to America, Rodman gave a number of interviews saying that the 2 of them would often party hard through the night on Kim's personal island, which had everything that a man would fancy: a football pitch, a basketball court, party boats, swimming pools, and even a small water park.
NBA champion, Hall of Famer, and possibly all that is standing between us and thermonuclear war with North Korea. Please welcome Dennis Rodman.
Well, for some reason he likes me. I'll be honest, he likes me, and obviously you don't see him talk on TV, but for some reason he trusts me.
Number 7. A personal train. China is one of the few countries which hasn't put any sanctions on the Hermit Kingdom. Often when Kim needs to visit China, he will take a personal train which has its own set of tracks within North Korea and in some parts of China. Although not much is known about the train itself, several reports claim that the train, even though it looks like something from the 1950s, is a mobile command unit, complete with the latest communication systems, expensive French wines, and is often loaded with stuff like caviar and lobsters. Number 8. High-class private golf courses. A hilarious story told by Kim Jong Un was that his father, Kim Jong II, had an impressive golf record. Obviously fabricated, the story has been told that his father had once played a whole round of golf in only 34 strokes and also held a record for 11 holes in one in a real golf game. Although it has been an obvious lie, the love of golf has moved on to Kim Jong Un, who has access to some of the finest golf courses. Number 9. Masikryong Ski Resort. Kim Jong Un used a large sum of money in order to build his ski resort, initially built to increase tourism in North Korea. The money could have been used for a better cause, considering the fact that North Korea barely gets any snow. The idea of this resort is completely ridiculous. Kim Jong Un likes to spend his time on the slopes even where there is no snow. And while the resort is mostly empty throughout the year, the leader invested in 70 miles of land for his vacation spot. Not only are there 2 visitors, but Kim Jong Un sometimes closes off the ski resort of his own vacation, and no one is allowed in. Number 10. Imported food. Kim Jong Un's imports don't just end at liquor. He also ships many types of food from various countries whenever he feels like it. When the leader wants pork, it is shipped from Denmark, and when he feels like eating caviar, it must be from Iran. If Kim Jong Un doesn't feel like being too fancy, he imports some mangoes from Thailand. Meanwhile, there are starving people in North Korea. Number 11. Pianos. Lots of them. An average person usually only has 1 piano in their house. It's safe to say that Kim Jong Un isn't your average person. He owns over 20 pianos, which are placed in his multiple houses. How good is he? Nobody really knows. Whenever he shops for pianos, Kim Jong Un brings his workers with him. The reason why is probably so Kim Jong Un can hear them complimenting him and saying he's the best piano player in the world. And if he makes a mistake on the piano, it would be the piano's fault and not him. Clearly, the man has an expensive taste. However, it is indeed pitiful that his people are still starving to death. This just goes on to show just how crazy the man is. What are your thoughts on the world's most feared dictator? Do you think North Korea is on the right track? Let us know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. See you next time!